Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very sweet Valentine's Day episode of Trek on Tuesday. Aaron, I'm not sure we've ever had a Valentine's Day episode.
I don't think we have either. It's a great time to have a first ever Trek Valentine's Day special, G. I'm very excited.
Me too. And if you didn't know, Scout Life has tons and tons of themed jokes, like every holiday.
Mhm.
Usually we feature them here on Trek on Tuesday. And Valentine's Day is one that we've got quite a few for. We've got comics, we've got jokes. We're going to be reading some of those in a minute. You can even go online and download like a little foldable joke book themed to Valentine's Day. You can see that at the URL at the bottom of the screen. But full disclosure, Aaron, I never suggest doing the Valentine's Day jokes because I always feel so weird reading like lovey-dovey jokes. But then I just was like, I gotta own it. I mean,
Yes.
my Valentine is our viewers, our wonderful Trek on Tuesday viewers who've been with us for years now.
We just have to go for it. And the bottom line is Scout Life is the source for jokes.
The late-breaking jokes.
I almost said bad jokes, but just jokes in general. And like you said, we've got jokes for all the holidays, basically all the events, anything you would want, including Valentine's Day. You know, why not just dive into it? Let's do it.
Yeah, well, I do have a kind of a serious question before we get into it. And it's what did the trailer and the truck do after they fell in love on Valentine's Day?
What did the trailer and the truck got hitched?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Aaron.
1 for 1 for those of you keeping score at home. Thank you very much.
Yeah, at home, feel free to answer the jokes if you know the answer, or supply your own Valentine's Day jokes. You guys always surprise us by having jokes I've personally never heard before.
That's actually a great point, Gina. Scout Life is kind of the definitive resource for jokes. Guess what, though? Our Trek viewers are the number 2 resource for jokes. They come up with great ones.
Now, we also have quite a few comics, Valentine's Day comics, and you're going to see a few of the characters in these are recurring. Cupid shows up a lot, but for some reason, Star Wars always makes it into the comics.
Yeah, Star Wars, one of the more popular comics. It's been like that in Scout Life, formerly Boar's Life, for 50 years now. So
wow,
it's pretty funny.
So what's happening here? I don't understand.
Well, obviously that's Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's telling Cupid to trust your feelings. So you remember in Star Wars, Luke had to learn how to use a lightsaber. He wasn't blindfolded. He had a helmet on. He couldn't see. So Obi-Wan Kenobi is teaching Cupid how to shoot their bow and arrow blindfolded as he trained Luke. And he told Luke to trust your feelings. Remember that when he's walking on the lightsaber? Yeah, and he's got the helmet. With the blast shield down, I can't see a thing. That's what's happening here with you, right? You remember that line.
I can't see a thing. Yep. Now, MacArthur, like me, says, okay, thanks for the information. Agreed.
You are welcome. Yes, you are welcome, of course. Happy to provide the valuable information.
Aaron, what did one flame say to the other on Valentine's Day?
What did one flame... Hey, hot stuff.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Bad. That is not it. That would be good, though. We're a perfect match. Now,
that's pretty good, too.
Yeah, if you're like Aaron and you have your own joke to submit to scoutlife.org, you can head to the URL at the bottom of the screen, check out our Valentine's Day jokes. You could download a joke flip book for yourself, and you can submit your own jokes that just may make it into the magazine. Very likely will make it on the site if we don't have those jokes yet and they're appropriate.
Absolutely. So, yes, absolutely.
Aaron, one thing that happened to me last weekend is I actually went to a wedding. Did you know that?
Wow, no, I did not know that. How was it?
It was good. It was actually a wedding between 2 antennae, and the wedding ceremony wasn't fancy, but the reception for the antennae, it was excellent.
I get it. I like it. It's good. I get it. The reception, like a wedding reception, their antenna gets reception. Yes, I like it.
Yeah. Now back to our wonderful comics. We've got another pop culture reference here that I think only Aaron can explain.
Let's see if the old guy can interpret this pop culture reference.
This is dark. I would say very dark.
That's funny. Was that in the magazine?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. That's a reference, of course, to Aliens, the Alien franchise of movies.
And Alien versus Predator.
Alien versus Predator. Yes, I can't remember. Alien Resurrection. Alien the Beginning. I can't remember what the other ones were, but obviously no one wants a kiss from the alien. There's a name for that particular kind of alien. It's not a face hugger, because those are the ones that get on your face. I can't remember what this guy's called here. But yeah,
I didn't know they came out of the mouth. I thought they were only coming out of the middle of your body.
Well, they go in and then they come out.
Oh,
but that's not appropriate, Gina, discussion for today.
Sure.
Now, what's funny about this is, please go ahead.
No, you.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, when I was a kid, Gina, when the very first Alien movie came out, it was not appropriate for kids at all, but that didn't stop them from making toys and action figures for kids. So that's kind of what we've done here. We've made a comic for kids.
Now, it is a classic film. Alien is a classic film. Probably a lot of the parents out there. Great movie. Not a Valentine's Day film, exactly.
Love the movie. Don't endorse it necessarily for Cub Scout viewers. Yes.
Okay, yeah. If parents were going on a date tonight, or maybe they're staying home, kids go to sleep, Alien might be a good movie as long as you are an adult who can make that decision to watch it.
Perfect. Yes. Don't remember any sort of romance in it at all, but yes, it's perfect for a
Dane's got a joke.
Movie. Yes.
Dan's got a joke for us. How did the phone propose to his girlfriend?
To his girlfriend. How did the phone propose to his girlfriend? They called her? I don't know. Texted?
We were waiting for the punchline.
Smartly? With smarts?
This is good. He gave her a ring.
Of course, Dan.
That needs to go on the site. Great joke,
that
Dan.
needs to go on the site for sure. Brian, this is Brian. Please make sure that happens as soon as we're done here. Thank you.
And Jared is pointing out that we're the joke, saying, where are all your viewers at? Jared, we're doing really well, actually.
Yes.
We're proud of our viewership.
Great. Or maybe that's the part of a joke. I don't know, Jared. Where are all our viewers?
Yeah, where are all?
Yeah, maybe there's about to be a joke. Exactly. Yeah, maybe
that's good. Yep.
Response.
Aaron, not only do we have jokes today and comics, we also have a little video interlude. This was something we put together a few years ago. The content itself has existed on scoutlife.org for a long time, but we put it into video format recently. These are my hands in it, and I just want to tell you that because I want to say you don't have to be a skilled knot tyer to follow directions, which is what I did, and I was able to do this. It's a pretty cool craft. And I encourage you to watch this.
This, Gina.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. It's something really simple you could do. Turn into a bracelet, a keychain, a necklace. I don't know. It works for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, any holiday, any gift kind of idea. I think the video will speak for itself.
Yeah, so in Scouts we love our knots. Lots of different knots that we teach Scouts to tie for different situations. Gina, is this a practical knot or is this just a fun tie a knot for fun knot?
It is for fun because it doesn't fuse two ends together or anything.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to use this knot to support your harness when you go rock climbing, maybe, or something.
Absolutely not. Do not do that.
This is just for a gift. Or just for a charm. I remember in the instructions it mentions paracord, which I remember my son getting at various Cub Scout events when he was young. He actually liked them. They're kind of cool and they're kind of fun, and he'd like to make them and he'd give them to me, and it was very nice.
Yes.
So this is kind of something along those lines.
Right. It's like kind of like a woggle or something. It's decorative.
Yes. Perfect.
Woggles are kind of functional. I'll also say it's got different names. I think we call it like a heart-shaped knot, but I think I've seen it called a Celtic knot as well. So there might be some Irish history there. I'm curious, but once you guys see it, maybe you'll have some input for us.
Excellent. Is it time to roll the film?
Yes, let's check it out.
All right, let's do it, Brian.
Oh, you can comment.
So today we're going to be talking about how to tie something I like to call the heart knot. But I've also heard it called a Celtic knot. It's something I learned about on boyslife.org, reading an article about Mother's Day gifts you can make yourself. But this seems like something you could use all year long. Make a necklace, make a bracelet, maybe make a keychain, just anytime you'd want to make a knot that looks like a heart. And we'll talk about how to do that. So what I like to do is start by taping off the left end. I'm using 3 feet of 3mm paracord, and I've sealed off the ends. I'm taking a piece of tape, stick it off camera, tape it here to the table. That's my left end. I'm gonna work about a foot in, just making a loop here. So I got a circle and got the free end on top. Take a look at that. Gonna go make a little hook down and take this end, weave it underneath the bottom of the circle, over the top of the circle. Do the same thing going back through this. So here's my original circle. Take a little hook, weave it down through the circle. So I'm gonna go over the top and under the bottom, but remember we made this loop a minute ago. Don't go underneath that. You wanna go over that, okay? Then it gets really easy. I'm going to just take this end again and weave under the bottom, the very bottom strand. Really try to pay attention to the order of these. So under the bottom strand, over this one, under this one, these loop holes I made, and then over the top of the circle. I'm gonna work in to make my heart. I'm starting to see it form. At first it kind of doesn't look like anything. You can just barely see, you know, there's the top of the heart, there's the bottom. Keep working this in tighter and you're gonna start to see the heart. And at a point you're gonna have to make a decision. When do I stop tightening this knot? If you want a little looser heart, obviously leave it looser. If you want it tighter, tighter. I try to keep it flat just to make sure that I don't get these cords tangled together in a way that doesn't look anything like a heart. And another thing I like to do is pinch this bottom piece of paracord quite a bit, make that nice pointy heart shape. This could end up looking like a pretzel if you don't do that. You really have to follow these strands when you want to tighten them. It's not like just any knot where you pull tight. Definitely starting to see a heart shape. Keep working that down. Perfect, like I said, for a bracelet or a necklace. I can think of a keychain. You guys watching probably can think of all kinds of other uses for this knot. Please let us know. We'd love to hear what you're using the heart or the Celtic knot for. You can let us know at boyslife.org.
I like the music.
Yeah, me too. And if I'm being fully honest, Aaron, I've only watched that video on silent, I realized, for the last couple years because I did not remember that my voice was in it. So
You did great.
Thank
Great
you.
narration. I love it.
Did you notice that all my talking points just happen to be the same?
Yes,
I said the same things. I didn't even remember I said those then.
It's perfect. Exactly.
If you want to learn how to make that knot, you can head to the URL at the bottom of the screen. You can rewatch the video, or there's step-by-step instructions as well. Exciting news, Aaron. Xavier is watching today. Shout out to his pack 817. Xavier, thanks for asking about my baby. She's doing great. She's taking a nap right now.
She seems like the perfect baby, Gina.
Yeah, she's great. She's doing great. Maybe she'll make a cameo at some point. Guys, thanks for chipping in with your jokes. Those have been cracking us up today. Aaron, I do have something to say. It's not a joke.
Oh, okay. I'm eager to hear what this is.
It is about Valentine's Day, but it's not a joke.
Okay.
What did the toast say to the butter on Valentine's Day?
What did the toast say to the butter? Valentine's Day. Gina, I don't know.
You're my butter half.
I was going to go something like spread the love or something like that, but I think you're my butter half is much better. I like
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could substitute margarine, I guess, in there.
Sure. But then you couldn't say butter half. It was.
I don't know.
Maybe
Look,
could, yeah.
Xavier's giving us a wind up. Here's a joke. Here's a real joke, he says. He didn't say that. I said that.
Can't wait to hear it from one of our longtime viewers.
Okay, so it looks to me that this comic, at first you might be thinking, well, an octopus giving you a hug's no big deal. I don't think that's an octopus. I think that's a jellyfish, right?
How many legs does it have?
It has 9 legs. So,
yeah, I think it's a jellyfish. I think you're right. I think that's what it is. Maybe a Portuguese man of war, something like that, probably.
A man of war?
Portuguese man of war, yes. It's similar to a jellyfish. I got stung by one of those when I was a kid. Don't mess with that. It hurts. And I think it's something along the same lines. It's from the same family.
Okay, that makes sense. Now here's a joke from Xavier. If Apple made a house, it definitely wouldn't have windows. Pretty good.
I like it. I love it. That's an A+ one.
You need to submit that joke to scoutlife.org.
Yes,
Awesome.
get that submitted to us, Xavier, please.
Okay, so here is Cupid makes the most frequent appearance in the Valentine's Day comics, I would say.
Cupid is funny in general.
He's
Cupid is funny.
He's
Yes.
known to be a very funny man. That's his reputation.
Yes.
Well, I guess
Right.
he's known to be a very funny young baby/boy.
Right.
But, yeah.
Right. Exactly. And on his, it would make sense that when Cupid was just learning his job and what to do, that he might make mistakes. Yeah, his craft, very good. Yes, that he might make some mistakes.
Right.
In this case, it would appear that he used lawn darts instead of arrows.
What there's an insinuation here that if they were dark,
If they were arrows, it wouldn't hurt.
Right.
See. But lawn darts hurt. Yeah, that's the implication, right?
Certainly arrows would hurt much more. But
Not
I'm
Cupid's
not
arrows; those are magic arrows. That
sure.
all they do, Gina, is pierce your heart, metaphorically, not literally.
Metaphorically, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. Okay, this is funny. I love this kind of humor. It's what do you see that's in common between these two?
They're both a little prickly.
Exactly. Gina. I also like this comic is a different style than I get to see a lot. A lot of the comics that we show are Scott Nickel, and we love him. But this is from Harley Schwadron. Like this comic.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very good. Yes, and I like that. No dialogue, except for the heart thought box. Right. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, why do oars?
Yes, Gina.
Yeah. Why do oars fall in love? Just curious.
Oars, like the kind of oars you would have on a boat that you're paddling. Why do oars fall in love? Something about paddling, rowing. I don't know, Gina. Why?
Because they're romantic.
Very, very nice, Gina. Very nice.
Now, this is just kind of something wild that happened.
Sure, yeah, I'd love to
today.
hear about it.
I was taking a nap, and I woke up and I told my husband, "I just dreamed you gave me this like really awesome diamond necklace. What do you think it means?" And he said, "You're gonna find out." And I, was super excited, was waiting around. And
I can't believe this.
He brought me like this wrapped up box.
Oh my
shaped
gosh.
kind of rectangle. I unwrapped it.
Diamond necklace.
Can you guess what was inside?
Diamond necklace.
No, it said Interpreting Dreams. It was a book.
Oh my gosh. Gina.
I know.
It's a nice thought, though. It's a nice gesture.
I'm excited to find out what that dream meant. I'll be checking that out later today.
So when he said, "You'll find out soon," what he meant was he'd already bought you the book at that point.
Exactly.
What are the chances? That's amazing.
It's such a good coincidence. Absolutely. No, Aaron, we're having a lot of fun and games here on Trek on Tuesday, but there actually are some like pretty fun ways that troops and packs are using Valentine's Day to give back to their community.
That's exactly right, Gina. We came across this story a few years ago from Mount Clemens, Michigan, a little town in Michigan, and their Tiger Den did a pretty interesting, I think you could call it kind of a service project / arts and craft project, one of those great combinations for Cub Scouts. It's fun for the kids, and these are Tiger Cubs, so these are, on the younger end of our age range, right? It's fun for the kids, but also good for the community. It's kind of tricky to find something that satisfies both those requirements. They made Valentine's Day cards. The trick is, who do they send them to, Gina? And what they sent them to are, shall we say, longer tenured Eagle Scouts, old Eagle Scouts in their community, many of whom may very well have come up through that Cub Scout den. And they basically sent them a Valentine's Day letter saying, congratulations on earning the rank of Eagle Scout. Thanks for being upstanding members of the community. Some of them may still be involved in scouting. Thank you for being scouting leaders. Kind of a thank you card / Valentine's Day appreciation card. The story points out that there are a few different ways you can go about this. You don't necessarily have to give them just to Eagle Scouts. You could give them to anybody in your community, anybody who you feel like has given back, anybody who has hosted your Cub Scout pack or your den at an event. Cub Scouts dens are always going to museums and visiting different places in the community. So what a great project to send them a letter on Valentine's Day or a card on Valentine's Day to say thank you. In this case, what this den did is the leader contacted their local council and just said, "Hey, can you maybe help us get in touch with some Eagle Scouts from the area?" They probably got a mailing address to just drop these cards in the mail, things like that. But you could send them an email card or something like that. Just kind of a cool, I think, Valentine's Day project that, again, fun enough and entertaining enough for Tiger Cub Scouts to do, but also, I mean, very touching. If I got a letter from a Tiger Cub Scout in my area saying, hey, thanks for all you do from scouting, I'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I like it because Valentine's doesn't need to be like an exclusive holiday, like only some people are going to get cards today or going to, hear Happy Valentine's. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And it's probably really nice for older Eagle Scouts who probably live in all different kinds of situations just to get a note from, the same organization, the kids that they used to be, really.
And the den leader commented that she felt like the Valentines served a lot of purposes, and it taught the Tiger Dens, the Tiger Cub Scouts, several different things. A little bit of history, right? How there's these Eagle Scouts in their community. They learned about their community's history, respect for these folks who maybe a little bit older. Some of them. It taught them a little bit of penmanship. They were able to use their artistic instincts to create these Valentine's Day cards from scratch. They didn't just print out generic Valentine's Day cards or buy cards. They created these cards from scratch, so they got to be creative, draw things. The joy, she called it the joy of writing for pleasure, just doing this for fun, not for a school assignment, right? And also patience. They drop these cards in the mail. It takes a few days for the mail to get there. So, it may not have been another week or two before they ever heard back or anything like that. So
that's a good
one of those
point.
multi-purpose projects, Valentine's Day themed, but honestly, you could probably do it anytime, but that's a pretty cool idea, I think.
Definitely. And let me let you in on a secret for people who aren't as creative as these scouts. Sometimes when you're looking for what should I write in a card, the secret is to go to scoutlife.org and just write one of the jokes in there, one of the holiday themed jokes. I started doing it for every holiday, every birthday, Valentine's Day, perfect use for themed jokes. It just goes the extra mile. And you can write it in your own handwriting.
Yes, exactly. We also pointed out in this story that if sending them to Eagle Scouts isn't something you want to do, you could send them to veterans in your community, active duty soldiers, teachers are always perfect. What about folks who live in nursing homes or something like that? Anyone, other kids who are sick in the hospital or whatever they might be dealing with, anybody who might enjoy a nice little handwritten token of appreciation. I think the fact that they're handwritten is kind of critical, right? Because that shows that you didn't just go to the store to buy a card, right? They took the time to make these cards basically from scratch using their own, handwriting, their own drawings, things like that. Very, very cool. And Gina, you know what they say? A scout is kind. That's what they say.
A scout really is kind. I like this story. I think it could work for anybody. If you are not a scout, or maybe you are a teacher or something, feel free to steal this idea. And if you are not a scout, maybe this is the kind of thing you want to get involved with. You can do this
with your kids just at home on your own if you wanted to.
Exactly. So scouts love to be kind. Now, skunks, on the other hand, love Valentine's Day. Do you know why?
Oh. Why do skunks love Valentine's Day? Something about stinky or smelly. I don't know. What, Gina?
It's because they're sentimental creatures.
Very good. After getting that first joke correctly, I think I'm 0 for 5 since then. Not that anyone's keeping score, but
you thought row.
I got close on a couple. Yeah, I got close on a couple. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, Aaron, do you know what the light bulb said to the other light bulb on Valentine's Day?
What the light bulb? You're the light of my life.
That's good.
Something
that's
like
very good. See, you've got your own jokes.
Yes, I just make my own.
I think you have a future in writing.
Thank you, Gina. I appreciate that. But what did this light bulb say, though?
This light bulb said, "I love you, Watts and Watts."
That's pretty good. That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah.
You have to get that watts are for a light bulb.
And as you can see,
now what are watts, Aaron?
Yeah, watts are a way of measuring the electricity, not the brightness, the electricity used in a light. Or maybe it's the brightness. I don't know for sure.
I think lumens is I think you're
lumen.
Right.
Yeah, I knew there was something else for brightness. Yeah, exactly. So it has to do with how much electricity they use, which doesn't necessarily mean it's brighter because there's different efficiencies of light bulbs.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You were pointing out.
Well, I was going to comment on that illustration that was up just a second ago, where it looks like once again Cupid made a mistake. Again, we've established he's in his early days here of he hasn't quite figured out exactly what his job is, what his task is, and in this case, shot the cat on accident. The cat has fallen in love with the dog. We can't have that happening, Gina.
No, that's not good. The dog's not happy.
No, dog is not happy either. As a dog owner and a cat owner, I can attest that it's best when they just keep their.
This
keep
would
their
never
distance.
work.
Yeah, it would not ever work. No.
Oh, I had to try to understand this. I think
Yeah.
this elephant wanted to get a present for the other elephant, and it just kind of grabbed what only an elephant can grab, a tree out of the ground.
And it grabbed not only a tree but a tree trunk, Gina, by using its trunk. I don't know if that's relevant or not.
Oh, trunk to trunk. Yes,
exactly.
Unlike, somebody else might pick a flower, they
Yes,
pick the tree.
exactly. Someone might pick a wildflower, a pretty little rose, something like that.
Yeah.
Not these elephants.
No, they should have just made a heart knot.
Yes, exactly. That would have been the easy thing to do, using their feet, of course.
Right. Okay, this is so funny. We love dinosaur humor. We love, laughing about T-Rex's little arms.
Yes, the whole T-Rex tiny arm line of humor was not around when I was a kid. We all thought T-Rexes were awesome, but that has come in later. I think society has realized how kind of lame that they can't use their little arms there. So in this case, he's having trouble expressing how much he loves her because he's got little tiny arms, little baby arms.
The humor comes from how absolutely terrifying they are, but there's just this one little thing that's
there's one little problem that
kind
they
of
have.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of funny.
Right, exactly. Yes. All right. You see, he's saying
he's
he doesn't.
wising.
Right. Yeah. The bluebird is offering to share, I think. Cupid's like, that's gross. No, I'm not interested in that.
I wouldn't do that myself.
No,
I would not split a worm.
Nope, nor would I.
Not with a bird.
Nor would I. In addition to Star Wars humor, Gina, superhero humor has been in the pages of Scout Life forever.
Yes.
And here we have a very good Batman Catwoman humorous take. He got her a mouse, Gina. I can't tell if she likes it or if she's like, what do you think? Is she liking it or is she like...
I don't know, because how would Batman feel if she brought him a jar of flies?
Yeah. Yes. Is that what bats eat? Yes, they do eat flies, right? Yes, they eat bugs. Yes, right.
I guess there's also fruit-eating bats.
Fruit, but I think you're right.
That sounds
normally
lovely,
bugs
actually.
like mosquitoes. Yes, exactly.
Aaron, I do. This is you're gonna think this is unrelated, but it is related.
That's okay.
It's just something I've been wondering for honestly years and years.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why do melons have to get married in churches?
Why do melons have to get married in churches? Something about being ripe, right? Or I don't know. Do you know what is it?
I found out recently it's because they can't elope.
Oh, see that? Yeah, that makes sense. They don't have a choice. They got to get married in the church.
And then there was a little bit of gossip around the office today.
I love office gossip. No, I hadn't heard this.
Did you hear about the two bed bugs who fell in love?
Two bed bugs? Oh my gosh, no, I didn't. What about them?
They're getting married in the spring.
The spring of the... I like it. That took me a second. Yes. Yeah, bed bugs really not a joking matter, folks, but that is funny.
They're not funny at all. Yes. Do not laugh at that. Jared says, what do you call sweets that can keep a beat?
I like it. He was nice enough to post the answer right there. Candy wrappers.
wrapper.
Love it. I love it.
Good.
With the proper spelling of wrappers and everything.
Yeah. Good job, Jared.
Yes. Definitely submit that one. JustGotLife.org, please.
Okay, I know we don't have a ton more time, but there's just one more topic I wanted to cover.
Oh, sure, yeah. Let's get on to it
today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It is, what do pigs give each other on February 14th?
Pigs give each other mud, slop. I don't know. What would it be?
It's Valentines.
Valentines. Yes. Perfect.
Yes. Well, Aaron, I wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Of course, a special happy Valentine's Day to behind the scenes Brian, who showed us all those videos today.
He's the Cupid of our show.
Yes, and also to all of our viewers, Gina.
Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in every week, and this week especially. We appreciate you. We'll be here next week. It will not be Valentine's Day themed, but we can promise you it'll still be very fun.
Yes, absolutely. For sure. We'll have a great show for you next week. Thank you all for watching. Keep those jokes coming in the comments. We love them very much. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
So today we're going to be talking about how to tie something I like to call the heart knot, but I've also heard it called a Celtic knot. It's something I learned about on boyslife.org, reading an article about Mother's Day gifts you can make yourself. But this seems like something you could use all year long. Make a necklace, make a bracelet, maybe make a keychain, just anytime you'd want to make a knot that looks like a heart. And we'll talk about how to do that. So what I like to do is start by taping off the left end. I'm using 3 feet of 3mm paracord, and I've sealed off the ends. I'm taking a piece of tape, stick it off camera, tape it here to the table. That's my left end. I'm gonna work about a foot in, just making a loop here. So I got a circle and got the free end on top. Take a look at that. Gonna go make a little hook down and take this end, weave it underneath the bottom of the circle, over the top of the circle. Do the same thing going back through this. So here's my original circle, take a little hook, weave it down through the circle. So I'm gonna go over the top and under the bottom, but remember we made this loop a minute ago. Don't go underneath that, you wanna go over that. Okay, then it gets really easy. I'm going to just take this end again and weave under the very bottom strand. Really try to pay attention to the order of these. So under the bottom strand, over this one, under this one, these loop holes I made, and then over the top of the circle. So I'm gonna work in to make my heart. I'm starting to see it form. At first it kind of doesn't look like anything. You can just barely see, you know, there's the top of the heart, there's the bottom. Keep working this in tighter and you're gonna start to see the heart. And at a point you're gonna have to make a decision, when do I stop tightening this knot? If you want a little looser heart, obviously leave it looser. If you want it tighter, tighter. I try to keep it flat just to make sure that I don't get these cords tangled together in a way that doesn't look anything like a heart. And another thing I like to do is pinch this bottom piece of paracord quite a bit, make that nice pointy heart shape. This could end up looking like a pretzel if you don't do that. You really have to follow these strands when you want to tighten them. It's not like just any knot where you pull tight. Definitely starting to see a heart shape. And keep working that down. It's perfect, like I said, for a bracelet or a necklace. I can think of a keychain. You guys watching probably can think of all kinds of other uses for this knot. Please let us know. We'd love to hear what you're using the heart or the Celtic knot for. You can let us know at boyslife.org.